Hi everyone, so today I'm going to be doing my February watch wrap up, films, TV, you know the drill by now. And looking back, I think I wore this outfit or something similar, I'm pretty sure it was this outfit, in my last film wrap up, which is a bit strange. I'm pretty sure I looked almost exactly the same. Yeah, anyway, let's go on to what I watched and my little reviews of them. The first thing I watched during February was Big, and I gave this a 4.5 stars. It's about a little boy who wishes to be big so he can do things that he can't do as a child. He makes the wish and he wakes up as an adult. I was really excited to see this on TV because I've been talking about it for a while beforehand, and just basically I was craving to watch it, and I hadn't seen it for ages, and I have not seen it very many times, but the one scene with the piano, some of you guys may know what I mean, it's quite an iconic scene in the film universe, I guess. I was just really craving to see it, and I wanted to watch the film to get that. Strange, I know, but sometimes I crave film like people crave chocolate. I think it's such a fun film, and I think Tom Hanks does a really great job mimicking the personality of a child as an adult. It just shows the childlike nature trapped inside an adult body, and he just portrays that really well. It's quite funny and quite frightening how true to character he is. The only thing I find quite questionable is the love interest. It's really odd, and the woman seemed extremely understandable by the end. I would be freaking out thinking I'm some sort of like paedophile if I had the same situation that had happened in the film, but she seems pretty chill, which is definitely weird. I honestly feel like there should be a sequel of her then going on to talking about how she became a paedophile and stuff like that. Although I'm joking, I think that might make an interesting psychological thriller of some sort. Next up, I watched WALL-E for the first time. I know, I pretty much love Disney, and I can't believe I've never seen WALL-E ever until the day that I watched it, and I gave this a 5 stars. This is about the last clean-up robot functioning on an abandoned Earth. I really love the contrast of the very chipper, happy music in the beginning against the desolate junkyard of Earth. I thought that was quite striking in showing that contrast there. WALL-E was such a lovable character, and it really made me feel so sad when he was lonely, but I love the fact that he had his little cockroach to keep him company, and that definitely cheered me up. With the introduction of Eva, it's definitely like a creation story of sorts, and as Joe said whilst we were watching it, it definitely has some strong environmental messages. It was an interesting take of kind of like a world being destroyed due to too much rubbish build-up and the heavy reliance of technology. I think it was interesting that that was the downfall of a world rather than the global warming that we see quite a lot. So it's interesting to see other ways in which the world could crumble and destroy. So yeah, it was my first time watching this film, and I hope there will be many more occasions where I watch this film because I really did enjoy it. Next up, I watched, strangely, a Christmas film. It's called Grinch Lush Christmas. This was Russell Howard's Christmas comedy, which came out last Christmas, I think. I love how pleasant all the summaries sound when you read them online, but when you watch it, it's just as crazy as Russell Howard's stand-up comedy called Good News, if any of you have seen that. So yeah, full on with the humour there. However, it was more than just comedy, and it was interesting to see Russell Howard act in different ways other than funny. It was hilarious. Definitely not your traditional rom-com. I would totally recommend it. It's quite funny. So in terms of TV shows, I ended up finishing series 3 of Uncle, which I gave a 5 star. It was originally a BBC 3 TV show, but the BBC 3, the TV channel, got shut down and it's moved online to BBC iPlayer now. Honestly, it was over too soon. If you haven't seen it, it's a fantastic series. Definitely check it out. It's basically just a British comedy about a struggling musician, I guess, and his relationship with his nephew and other relatives and love interests and stuff. It's really good. Yeah, the humour is great, the story is great, and the characters are great. I just really enjoy it, and they have their odd little musical numbers randomly throughout the episodes every so often, which is great fun too. The guy that's the main character in Uncle and that like writes and stuff, I think he does the writing for it. He actually does stand-up comedy stuff, and he does a lot of like comedy singing. I think that's a main part of his stand-up comedy act, but yeah, I'd love to see him live actually. I then went to see a film at the cinema called A Cure for Wellness, which I gave a 4.5 stars. I will be doing a review all about this with some non-spoiler parts and some spoiler parts, so if you're interested in seeing what I think about that, then stay tuned because I think I'm going to have it up pretty shortly after this. So the last thing I'm going to talk about today is Humans Season 2, which I gave a 5 stars. If you don't know what this is about, it's a Channel 4 series which is basically set in a world not too different from ours. It sounds really weird saying that because it's not so sci-fi, but yeah, it's a little bit difficult to explain. However, we have these beings called synths, which are basically, I guess, helper robots to an extent, I suppose. The weird thing about them is that they're made to look exactly like humans. They feel like humans. They appear humans until they speak, and they have these specific colour eyes and stuff that you can tell they're synths, not humans. recommendations. They're used for a lot of different purposes, and they're exposed to a lot of different things that us as humans would definitely shy away from. So we do see in the show kind of how they're exploited. I guess in a sense it is some sort of sci-fi due to the AI aspect of it, which is definitely a heavy theme in the series. But at the same time, I'd really mainly describe it to be a contemporary drama because of the events and the deep themes that run throughout the show. This season was excellent. The story was taken to a whole new level. I really don't know why it took me so long to finish watching this series, but I need season 3 now. I'm so sad that it's finally over, for now at least. I'm really impatient for series 3 because there was a lot of stuff that happened specifically in the last episode that I need to know what happens next with, and I can't wait to see how they deal with that in the later series. But anyway, that was my wrap up for the month of February. I feel like this one went a little bit quick. I don't know why. I guess it's because it's a quicker month and maybe I didn't watch as many things. I don't know. I feel like this video is quick in general. I'm rambling. I'm making it long. Okay, so that's it for this wrap up. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know what you've been watching during February and maybe what you'd recommend for me to watch in March. I've got a few things I'm hoping to see at the cinema, so you'll hear about that at the end of the month, I'm sure. And I'll speak to you in another video soon. Bye.
I give in to the lesser fight.